Denny comes up on stage. You're going to bring on your next act right now. Folks, I think you're really going to like him tonight. This has been a hot crowd. Give yourselves a round of applause. Seriously, if you're always applauding us, you people deserve that too. Apparently you don't think you're that good. Trust me, you're very good. Ladies and gentlemen, please formally welcome to the stage. Give it up for Mr. Tyler Forbes. Let's hear it for Tyler.
Hey everybody, so I'm gonna start off letting you guys know a couple things about me, so I can introduce myself to you. You guys don't have to talk. My name is Tyler Forbes. I am 22 years old. I'm a Libra, and I was raised by lesbians. Great, thanks. I love saying it like that, raised by lesbians, rather than something more normal, like my parents were lesbians, or I have two moms, for two reasons actually. One, when your parents are lesbians, and their friends are lesbians, and you are the only kid, there's a lot of mothering that goes around. So I feel like I was raised by the collective lesbians. And the second reason is, when I say I was raised by lesbians, I can picture myself as a baby, shipwrecked off the island of Lesbos, washing up on shore and being found by a group of feral wild lesbians who decided to adopt me as their own. So, if you guys haven't noticed, I was adopted. There wasn't some kind of crazy two women impregnating thing going on there. And when it happened to me, I was a baby, and it wasn't as easy as it might be now. There was a lot of social stigma for my parents, because I guess there was this idea that gays or lesbian parents shouldn't be allowed to adopt kids, because the same as if they're married, they're corrupting the sanctity of marriage. There was this idea that if gay and lesbians are raising kids, they're going to be raising those kids to be just like them. And if anyone has this opinion right now, I'm going to clear this up just right now. The idea that gay or lesbian parents are going to raise their kids to be just like them is absolutely true. My parents were lesbians, and well, I'm a lesbian. I like women. Wow. This feels so freeing. I should have done this years ago. Oh man. By the way, if there are any lesbians or bisexual women out there in the audience, you want to help me with my first lesbian experience, I will be waiting at the pool table out front just to try it out. But in any kind of situation like this where there's two parents of one sex and a child of the other, there's going to be some miscommunication when it comes to imparting certain bits of knowledge to your kids. For example, when I went to school, when I moved away into res to go to university, I learned that I don't have to rest my chin on the side of the bathtub to shave my face. It took a second for you guys. It took you guys a second to learn that, or to realize why that was funny. There's also certain things that mothers want to try. They want to try to help their kids, but if they've never experienced something, they're not going to know how, so they're just going to fucking wing it. They're going to guess. When I was 13, it was actually my 13th birthday. I'm in bed, it's time to go to sleep, and they come in with a shoebox. And they sit down next to me and they hand me the shoebox. They don't let me open it, but they look me in the eye and they say, "Tyler, if there's ever anything you need, you can ask us. We're your parents." I say, "Okay, thanks, Moms. I appreciate that." And they leave. And I open up the shoebox, and inside are half a dozen Playboys and a large tube of Astroglide. Anybody thinking of doing this to their kids, don't. The internet is way cheaper than Playboy. But there was one thing that they tried to get me into. They tried to teach me about, and it just didn't work. They never got me to like playing hockey. They play a lot of hockey. They played ice hockey, ball hockey, every other kind of hockey you could think, at least twice a week. And they wanted me to continue that, and I couldn't. I always thought the game was way too violent. Leave it for the women. One thing I'm really proud of, the way they were able to impart this on me, is being raised by women, having women around me all my life. I feel like I'm a feminist. I am not afraid to say it, I'm a feminist, and as a man, I am much better at it than they ever were. I actually told that joke a week ago, and a guy came up to me after and he said, you know, you're right. So I said, please explain. And he said, as a man, you are much better as a feminist than any woman could ever be. Because it is the oppressor that has the power to make change. I said, okay. So that's like in the civil rights movement, it was the white people that made the most effect, not Martin Luther King or Malcolm X. It was all those whiteys. I don't know where I was going with that. Just seemed odd. I don't know if it seemed odd to anybody else. But all right. As I said, I was adopted. It's a little bit true. It's a little bit not true. One of my mothers actually is my birth mother. It was a sperm bank type deal. So I grew up in a test tube. But anytime anyone ever hears that, they always have the same question. Have you ever met your dad? Do you want to meet your dad? How long until you meet your dad? Is that your dad? No. I always have the same answer for them. I don't really have any desire to meet my father. It's nothing against the man, but I already have two parents. I don't need another one. Yeah. Right? I'm fine with that. I understand why they asked the question. It's the whole, introspective nature v nurture question that people wonder is how much of you is the way you were raised and how much is your parents. And they say kids always grow up to become their parents. Daughters grow up to become like their mothers, sons grow up to become like their fathers. As much as you don't want to, it tends to happen sometimes. And if you've known these people, you might have a heads up on what's going to happen, how you're going to end up in the future. And I just don't really need to know, because I'm pretty sure we're going to be pretty similar. Because everything I know about the man, we're almost identical. We both like to lock ourselves in a room and masturbate. Thanks, guys. I'm Tyler.